Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily GizWiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com. It's time for the Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1227 for Tuesday, November 23rd, 2010, the Samsung Focus.
And now, get ready for Dick.
Hey, it's Dick DeBartolo, Mad's maddest writer, and the GizWiz. One day a week. Stop with the emails. That's as little as we can make it. One day a week, it's Turn the Table Tuesday.
Leo looks under his desk to find some crap to share.
Oh, look at it. We found some crap here. That's good.
Says the sport away. It's Turn the Table Tuesday.
Dickie D, how are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you, my friend.
I'm excited because you yesterday were very excited.
I am.
About having several things for
more than one. I know. I'm well equipped for some reason. Today alone, 2 things came in the mail. Today alone.
Wow.
That would be appropriate for a Daily GizWiz episode. You know, Turn the Tables Tuesday. I know. It's remarkable. Well, I guess I should do this in kind of chronological order, I think. So this is
them in the order that they arrived.
Okay, that's even better. This one came out November, I'm going to think of the date here, 8th. And I waited in line. I went to the same, exactly the same place.
You do not have a person, like a wait in line type person.
I can't afford that. Dick, what do you think? I'm made of money? Those people want...
Oh, no, fans. Just that's what fans are made for, that it'd be used.
Alex said,
you're the one that told me that.
Well, as it turned out, I arrived at the store a half an hour before it opened. This is the same place I had waited in line 3 times previously in 3 successive years to buy an iPhone. And in fact, the first time I waited in line 6 hours to get that first iPhone. Well, I show up half an hour ahead of time at the AT&T store on Monday, and there's nobody there. There's a bunch of, employees inside sitting around drinking coffee. I hammered on the door. They ignored me. And I waited for half an hour, expecting at any moment that the line would turn up, that people would show up. There would be this massive influx of people. I think I actually have a picture. Let me see if I can find it. Of me waiting in line at this vast line for the...
Now, does Petaluma have their own AT&T store, or you went to another town?
No, we have our very own. Oh, goodness, no. We have, not only do we have a traffic light now, we have our own AT&T store. I'm just seeing if I can find the picture. I think it's on my Twitter account. Of me in line at the AT&T store. It was very exciting. I really should prepare.
I know your town is short money, but I don't like that idea of you have to put a quarter in to get it to turn green.
The light, the traffic light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of cheap.
Here is the picture I took of the great crowd in front of the AT&T store, waiting to get in, pounding on the door.
To buy
the latest hot new phone, not from Apple, from Microsoft. The Windows Phone 7. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Yeah. There actually is several models. They had, get ready for this. They had 2 of them in the store. 2. And they were sold out by noon. Imagine that.
You mean 2 different models? Or
no, two phones. There are 3 models.
Well, you know what, Leo? That's a step ahead. I thought you were going to say, and when you got in there, they go, the Windows Phone, is there such a thing?
Actually, it's funny because AT&T did not allow pre-orders, and I thought, well, please, I don't want to have to wait in a long line. And so I got there a half an hour early. There was no line. In fact, I was the first guy in. One other guy came in, and about an hour later, he was a Microsoft certified professional partner, and so he had to buy one. You know what though?
And then they put out that big sign, sold out,
Sold out. They have 3 models. They have HTC. There's a kind of a surround sound one built-in Dolby. LG makes one, and but I bought the one that everybody agrees. Paul Thurrott, our Windows guy, agrees is the one to get. This is the Samsung Focus, beautiful AMOLED screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's very light and thin. I mean, it really is lightweight. Has a 5-megapixel camera. In fact, all the Windows phones, and there are 9 of them total, have in many ways the same setup. They all have a 1 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. They all have a 5-megapixel phone. They have varying screen sizes, but the screen resolution is always 800 by 480, no matter how big or small the screen is. This is a 3.5-inch screen, and the operating system is very uniform. You know, they all have 3 buttons along the bottom: a back button, a home button, and a search button. And I'll tell you what, there are a few kind of carrier applications, but for the most part, this is a pure Windows experience, and I'm really liking it. Now, these tiles, this is the front page. These tiles on the front page can be easily reorganized. I would say, you know, after playing with this phone, that they've aimed this at people who are using non-smartphones, kind of traditional, what they call them feature phones. I'd call them a dumb phone, traditional, you know, like a Nokia phone, who aren't really looking forward to the complexity and the confusion of Android or even of the iPhone. This is a great intermediate step. They'll immediately feel comfortable, and yet it has everything that a smartphone could do. Here's my calendar, and when I logged into Windows Live, it pulls in the Windows Live calendar, but you can also pull in your Google Calendar. It has the phone system, which is, let's see, I'm going to make sure I'm not showing any phone calls. Yeah, it's you know, very easy to use, very snappy. And it pulled in all of my contacts. And by the way, not just from Windows Live or Google, but also from Facebook. I signed into my Facebook account. Text messaging. This is WeatherBug. It's an application. They're all tiles, and you can organize the tiles kind of like the iPhone. When you press and hold, you can either drag it around or delete it, and arrange your front page exactly as you want it. It's easy enough to re-add something. These are all the applications. I just click and hold and say pin to start, and now that's going to be on my start page. I can drag that up. This is kind of a nice feature too. This seems like kind of an endless start page. So as you scroll down, you can add more applications. And what I've done is the bottom is added contacts that I call a lot. So there's Jennifer, there's Henry, there's our CEO Lisa, my friend Larry King, Eileen, my producer. So, and see how it's kind of alive. The tiles are shifting and changing. They're pictures. These come from Twitter, Facebook, or my contact list. It also ties in with Xbox Live. So, you know, if you play Xbox Live games, your achievements will propagate from here to Xbox Live and vice versa. Your Xbox Live character is on the screen there. I can get messages and friend requests. And I have to say, the games are just spectacular. It's really, you know, much like the iPhone, it's a very capable engine. This particular Samsung phone has an excellent AMOLED screen, so the blacks are really black. Battery life's pretty good too. I think partly because of the AMOLED, it doesn't use a lot of power when it's when there's something black. It doesn't use any power to light the screen, and so I get a full day very easily on this. You know, I guess if you use the phone as much as you might use an Android or iPhone, it'll probably be similar battery life. But this phone, you know, and this is what the Microsoft ads are. You get in, you get what you want, and you get out, unless, of course, you're playing a game like this. This is called The Harvest. Paul recommended this game, and it's a Microsoft game, Xbox Live game. Achievements can be copied to Xbox Live. You can play it on Xbox Live and go back in the other direction as well. And it really shows off both the audio and the video capabilities of this platform. It's really, whoops, it crashed. Okay, never mind. Let's see, what else? Let me go back to the home page. And to do that, you press the start button there. This is kind of nice. This is called the People Hub. If I click this, it will show my contact list, but it will also show social network postings of my friends from Facebook, from LinkedIn, from Twitter. When you post something, because you're my Facebook friend, I'll see it here with your... I may even see some of your pictures. These are recent phone calls. And this is my most recent posting, and I can add a photo to it, a contact. It feels very easy to use. I've given it to a number of people, and they've just immediately picked it up and been able to use it. Here's the photo gallery. It picks a picture for your background, shows your recent pictures. And like I said, just a really excellent camera. I have to say it's very high quality. 5-megapixel camera. I would say it's every bit as good as the iPhone. Of course, it doesn't have all of the photographic applications that the iPhone has. But if you go to the marketplace, you'll see that Microsoft's done, I think, a very good job of encouraging developers to write software for the phone. There's a quite a
shoot video, Leo.
it does shoot video as well as take pictures. These are highlighted apps. It does the Zune Pass thing as well, which means I can listen to kind of unlimited music. Now, that is one catch on this. AT&T told me when I went in there, there's been a problem with SD cards. Not all SD cards work on the slot. It doesn't come with an SD card, and they said we don't recommend you buy one until this is fixed. So that's a little disappointing. I only have 8 gigabytes in here, and I can't add another 32 gigs until that is fixed. And they say it will be. They're gonna certify SD cards for the phone, so I'll be able to add memory. But for right now, you're kind of limited. Purchases can go through a variety of payment methods. In this case, I'm using AT&T itself, so the weather application I'm buying will show up on my AT&T bill as a 99-cent charge. So it's purchasing right now. It'll download it in the background. We'll let it go. As I said, the picture application is fantastic. It doesn't just show your pictures. It also shows new pictures from all your friends, which is kind of fun. These are
that's interesting.
Yeah. So they're in there.
So it's a lot more social applications.
Absolutely. And there's Foursquare, Facebook, Twitter. And what's nice is these programs were written by those respective companies, but they've done a nice job of making it feel like a the Windows Phone experience. This is really very much, it slides around. It's very much like the Windows Phone. Let me just check in real quickly to the TWiT Cottage. Very much like all the other Windows Phone applications, there's a certain unity in the look and feel to it. I haven't had any real bugs with it. Internet Explorer comes with it. It's a full browser. You can pretty much do anything that you would do on the desktop. And, of course, you can zoom in. So if you've got an image that you want to see more details or you want to read some text, you can turn it sideways.
Now, are you on Wi-Fi now?
This is on Wi-Fi, but it does use the AT&T network. By the way, as long as we're talking AT&T network, it's just as bad a phone as the iPhone 4. At least in this area, AT&T is terrible. So, there is a T-Mobile version of this phone as well. Sprint and Verizon are supposed to get it next year. If you're not happy with AT&T currently, don't expect to be happy all of a sudden because you have a Windows Mobile phone. I happen to live in a bad AT&T area, so it's not an ideal phone for me. Here's the Twitter application. It's getting all my Google Mail. And it does it, again, in a way that looks like Windows Mobile. It doesn't look like Google Mail. It has the Windows Mobile look and feel. There's a real unity in the look and feel. And I think that's good. That's actually good for, especially for neophyte users. They won't be confused by a sudden change in user interface. It's all very similar. This is the music application. I have to say I love this. The Zune Pass is $15 a month, but you get 10 songs that are yours to keep.
Yeah, I like that.
I really like the Zune Pass. This is something that Apple doesn't do. You can, if you have a Zune Pass, add music from within the phone. When you play back music inside the phone, it gives you a nice album art and a rotating. This is a sample of Room Full of Blues. That's right. You can see the album art shows up. It's a Zune. To be honest with you, this is the same interface as the Zune plus a phone. I'm very impressed. Cut and paste is missing. There isn't the same breadth of applications, of course not, that you find on Apple or Android yet. I have a feeling that Microsoft's going to be able to get those developers to come along. There are a few things that are a little distressing. I attach it to my Google Calendar, and I can only look at one calendar at a time. The iPhone was like that when it first came out. I hope Microsoft will fix that soon. It means the calendar application is less than useful for me. But all in all, I'm very impressed. It comes with a great variety of applications, and there are, I would say, several thousand additional applications in the marketplace, including, by the way, a very complete Office application. The note-taking program is OneNote, which will sync to Office 365. It's also got Word, Excel, and PowerPoint on here, and a SharePoint access if your office or business uses SharePoint. So this is, an end-user phone, but I have a feeling that they hope and expect businesses will adopt it too, and it has good support for businesses. Here's the I love this. This is the Bing Maps application, And Bing, if you've never used it, many of us are Google Maps guys, but this is a pretty good mapping application. Turn-by-turn directions are included. I think they've done a very nice job of that too. I don't think that anybody would buy this phone and feel deprived. There's
What's it retail for?
It's very much like all smartphones, $200 with a 2-year contract. And
the least you can get away with a month.
I have a family plan, so this is pretty affordable. I think it's $40 a month. The data plan's less than that, but I would say they're very comparable to the iPhone on AT&T. They can't make it too different.
Yeah.
So I think this is I'm very impressed. Oh, one more thing that I think actually beats the iPhone. There's only in one area maybe that it beats the iPhone. Let me turn the phone off. Even if you have a lock on the phone, there is a dedicated camera button, which the iPhone doesn't have. Android does. But even Android doesn't do this. Even if your phone is locked and you press and hold the dedicated camera button, it launches into the camera application very quickly, and you're able to take a picture almost instantly.
Oh, that's good.
And so it is a capable camera, and you can go back and review your pictures just by sliding through it. I think that's a nice feature. That's without unlocking the phone, you can immediately take a picture. So you're not sacrificing it. It's actually a pretty good camera phone. Oh, it also has the capability of dictating searches. Dick DeBartolo. It does this fun little thing. It says, sorry, I couldn't hear anything. Let me try again. The Daily GizWiz. This is powered by Tell Me. There you go. There's a Bing search for the Daily GizWiz, and it shows up right here, and there's the TWiT Netcast Network. Pretty nice. No flash on it, but I don't like flash on phones. It just bogs down the CPU anyway. I think I've covered most of the main points. Battery is removable, so you can get a second battery if the battery life dies down. You see here, there's this AT&T SIM card, and here's the SD card slot, and it says stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, stop. And they even warned me one night when they at the AT&T store. They said, we've been told not to sell you an SD card and to tell you not to put an SD card in here until. Now, Paul has put an SD card in his, and he says it works fine. The problem seems to be that not all SD cards are made alike, and they need reliable write speed for this to work well with this phone. So Microsoft is presumably going to validate it by getting SD cards rated, and then they'll say rated to work with Windows Phone, and you'll be able to buy it with some security. I'm actually highly impressed. If I didn't have an iPhone and an Android phone, I actually would think this is a good purchase. And the people I would recommend this for, especially for the holidays, are people who have dumb phones who are looking at you and saying, "Boy, I really would like the capabilities of a smartphone. How can I get that?" And this would be a very good choice. I don't think they'd be baffled by it. I think they'd be very comfortable with it. I've been recommending it to a lot of people who have standard feature phones as their first. It's my first smartphone, Dick.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think? Here's a little. This is a Samsung program called Daily Briefing that gives you current weather, current news, current stock prices all in one little application. I kind of like that. Very nicely done.
And what model is Samsung?
This is the Focus, Samsung Focus. And Paul believes, and he's probably seen them all because Paul wrote the book Windows Phone Secrets. He says this is the one to get. This is the best phone, unless you need a hardware keyboard. AT&T does have one model with a hardware keyboard, the LG as well. There you have it, Dick.
Excellent. Sounds good to me, pal.
My pick of the week.
Share this holiday greeting.
Yes, it's very, very festive, isn't it? I should probably play somewhere. I've got the Christmas one. I don't know anymore because they gave me this thing. I should really do a review of this. I don't know what this thing is. It's a Korg Nano Control, and all I do is I push a button and something happens. I don't.
Someone in the chat room said it was the Fisher Price My First Soundboard.
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? But I like it. I mean, I
like
just
it.
press a button and it starts right away. But it goes with the. We use a program from Rogue Amoeba called Soundboard, and it goes with Soundboard. It'll play back. You know, when I push the button, it just automatically starts the Soundboard sound effect. So wait a minute, let me see which one is the one I wanted to play the Christmas jingle. So that would be 1, 2, 3. There it is. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho,
Technology rule.
ho, ho, ho. I just pushed this little button here, and all of a sudden, it's a holiday.
Santa,
GizWiz.
will you read me a letter?
Sure. Here's a letter from Mark Sikoenig. iDoc Mark. By the way, who has apparently retired from his practice to spend full time harassing us.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I feel bad. It's like another eye doctor bites the dust. Dick.
He spends his life composing things for us to read on the air.
This is all he does. This guy, he went to college for like 30 years to become an eye doctor, and now all he does is harass us. Dick, he writes, here's part of a letter I sent to Leo a month ago. I don't think he ever read it on the Daily GizWiz, even though it's got some of the best stuff I've ever sent. Maybe Eva, my sister who reads my emails, censored it. Or maybe Leo's spam protector software, mailroute.net, captured it and threw it in the dumpster. I have instructed it to do that with all of your letters, Mark, but I don't know. Maybe not. So maybe you would like to use it someday on the Daily GizWiz. Ofer Bannery, who also writes this, I think he also quit his job in order to harass us. Ofer Bannery got me beat with the frequency of letters recently. Since Leo won't read it, maybe you will. So what did Dick do? He forwarded it to me, said you should read this. So I humbly submit the following for your consideration. I remember reading about the early animal activist Thattorth Catheth.
This is why I sent it to you.
Thattorth Catheth. And by the way, he says that's pronounced Thattorth Catheth. Easy to say if you lisp. Who traveled the West with his menagerie, the first known petting zoo. Thattorth Catheth. One evening, somehow I feel like I'm being pulled on right here at this point. One evening, he found his llama mating with a puma. Of course, as you know, this happened in what is now northern Marin County. That's very near here. The amazing thing was that the puma successfully delivered a baby, a cross between the llama and the puma, which Catheth called a luma. The site of its petting zoo is now known to all of us as Pet Aluma. Folks came from as far away as Mill Valley and Stinson Beach just to pet his luma. But wait, there's more. Oh, I was afraid of that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Where's the button when I need one? No, there isn't. I just wanted to remind you to give a suggestion for my next Audible book. I've already finished the 3 Elizabeth Salander books by Stieg Larsson. Those really great Millennium Saga, although kind of dark. And then several Jerry Pournelle novels, Footfall, Lucifer's Hammer, Mote in God's Eye, Inferno, Star Swarm. Wow, I think that's all of them, and a bunch more. I've even listened to Golden Riding Hood by Leo the Door. He needs a new book. Well, if we had an Audible ad, I would do it, but we don't. So, but I guess I could just give him a freebie. You should, with your dyslexia, Dick.
Yes.
And at least that's what I hope it is. With your dyslexia, I would think that you would love audiobooks.
And why is that?
I don't know. You wouldn't. How about this?
Yes,
I've got
go
a
ahead.
book for you.
I'm up for anything.
I've got a book for you, iDoc Mark. Elijah Wood, the big-eyed guy who was a hobbit?
Oh, yeah.
He is reading The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Every day this week, they're going to put a different Huck Finnism from The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, read by Elijah Wood. Here is today's Huck Finnism.
Pap always said it warn't no harm to borrow things if you was meaning to pay them back sometime. But the widow said it warn't anything but a soft name for stealing, and no decent body would do it.
There you go. Our Huck Finnism of the day by Elijah Wood.
That's going to keep them busy for 15 seconds a day. We know. Don't they have War and Peace? Something
They
like
do,
that?
but I just figured if you get started, you take baby steps.
Oh, okay.
Each day, listen to a different. But Pap told me it was more
Pap
like
always said
stealing.
it warn't no harm to borrow.
Warn't no harm. Elijah Wood. Now, I'm curious, actually. Huck Finn is one of the great novels in American literature. The full Huck Finn is 10 hours. I didn't know this. 10 hours and 12 minutes. Just came out. Elijah Wood narrates it. That would be pretty good. It's the Audible signature classics. Literature's greatest stories performed by major motion picture stars, handpicked for their ability to interpret each work in a new and refreshing way.
Well, is your book still up there?
Oh, Little Golden Riding Hood? Yes, I'm sure it is. Let me check. You know why they did that? Because they didn't want to pay royalties to the Brothers Grimm.
We've been called that quite a few times.
We are the brothers. Let me just see.
Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, it's here. Look at that. And it's, by the way, 95 cents. They're actually now charging for it. It was free. 5.0 in the rate. Of course, there's only one rating. One person. And it's a whole 9 minutes.
A person named Eva rated
Here, just listen to the true history of Little Golden.
He's at the door. Tuck, tuck. No answer. He knocks louder. Nobody. Then he stands up on end, puts his 2 forepaws on the latch, and the door opens.
I had to, forepaws was so difficult. 18 takes to get that forepaws right.
Oh, really?
I kept saying fur paws, fa paws, 5 paws. So that was tough.
I didn't realize that they were such hard noses.
Oh, you say 5 paws, and they're going to say, no, it's 4 paws.
Wow. I guess I'm not going to ask him if I can read Good Days and Mad on Audible.
Yeah. No, now I'm going to start getting serious. You really should do that. Do you think you could?
I would.
Yeah. I know people there.
Well, you call your people, and you tell your people that they can call me direct, because I don't have any people.
Good Days and Mad, as read by Dick DeBartolo, would be huge. Let me contact Audible on your behalf.
Oh, great.
And they're just in Newark. It's easy. You could go right over to the studios.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Dick, I am done.
I think you are.
Yes, done a long time ago. But tomorrow you'll be back with another great gadget. I will see you then, my friend.
I'll be here.
DAIL. Why? It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.